thing when I talk to sort of different clinicians and around the piece, they seem to obsess to a certain extent around CRM, that we equate human factors engineering and the breadth that it is purely with CRM. But yet, talking to yourself, you seem to recognize the broader application, however we describe it. How do you communicate that with clinicians? Because I've got to admit, it's something I struggle with, because they immediately make that relationship, and it's a struggle to break it at times.
Well, I think I have to take responsibility for that, because I was the one who started, and bear in mind the conversation we had earlier about Elaine's death. Largely what I saw were all the kind of behaviours.
Yeah.
What I didn't really see and what I didn't talk about was the equipment issues they had, but also I didn't tend to think of these as being systems. So, for example, why hadn't they thought about some what ifs? Why hadn't they briefed about the major threats before they started? Well, there was no system and protocol and process for doing that.
Yeah.
But I think early on I was talking a lot about non-technical skills and behaviours and crew resource management, and there were already some players in the field that were doing that sort of thing anyway, so I probably gave them a voice. So the first work I was doing was about that. When we said it was about that, and quite rightly I got called out for it recently, a paper from the Royal College of Anaesthetists led by some brilliant people, including the chair of my own charity, Chris Frerk, Fiona Kelly, Kevin Fong, characters like that. And it was pointed out that actually, what Martin did was great, but actually what it did is it focused us too much on this and not enough on the systems. So I think, first of all, that's my fault. But I think the second thing to say is that if I'd gone in 2005 and 2006 and started talking about the design of equipment and the packaging of drugs and all that sort of stuff, if you're a doctor working in an A&E in Exeter, you would have looked at me and said, I can't do anything about that, Martin.